I have been doing a lot of Tunisian crochet color changing for this blanket that I'm making. As you can see, there's a lot going on. In this video, we're gonna talk about the two different ways to color change when doing Tunisian crochet. Tunisian crochet is a little bit different than normal crochet. You can't as easily bring a strand through your work and like hide it as you can with crochet, which is crocheting over something, or even just the clean color changes. So we're gonna go over how you get these super clean color changes and how you can even run different yarn colors through your work and actually hide them. But before I show you the tutorial, I just wanna quickly go over the two different methods of changing colors that I'm gonna be talking about. So the first one is Intarsia. Intarsia essentially means that each color block of whatever you're doing has its own yarn strand. For example, I made this little Z here, if you can't tell, and I was using 3 different skeins of yarn. So one of this yellowish color, one ball of yarn here, the orange ball of yarn, and then a third yellow. So these 2 yellows here were 2 different balls of yarn. That makes it so you don't have to carry the color throughout in the back. So this is what the back looks like. My color changing adds a little bit of a seam here where I change the colors, but otherwise the color changing looks super clean. So that is one method, Intarsia, but there is another method that is called Tapestry. And what that means is essentially you're carrying that unworked yarn through. So that would be like, I only have 1 ball of the yellow and I carry it across the row of the orange to then use it on this side. But when it comes to Tunisian crochet, the way that you hide that yarn all the way through is pretty important. Another color changing technique is you don't hide the yarn all the way through and you leave it floating and loose. But specifically like with this blanket that I'm making, I didn't want any loose strands in the back because if you're gonna be wearing a blanket, you don't wanna accidentally like get your foot caught into this weird strand or anything. So we are gonna hide it through and I will show you an example of that. So here's an example of the tapestry color changing method. So you can see I carried the white through. So this is the right side. So I did 2 stitches here, carried the white through here, and then did those 2 stitches. So in the back, you can see that my white is actually hidden through this blue section, which makes it so you don't catch anywhere on this loose strand, but it hides it super nice, along with you can't see it in the front. So in my tutorial, I'm gonna be showing a little bit of both. So how you can change colors in Intarsia to do like this, and then I will also be showing how you can carry your yarn through to make it seamless like this. Okay, so for this Tunisian square I'm working on, I'm actually doing a mix of Intarsia plus tapestry. So I do have 2 different balls of yarn for the creamish yellowish color here, but I am carrying the brown throughout from here to here, so I'm hiding the brown strand of yarn while I go. So the back of what this looks like this. You can see that brown strand carried throughout. So I'm doing the Intarsia by switching from brown to this yellow color here, but then doing the tapestry where I'm going all the way through, hiding that brown, and then going back with the Intarsia method just for this section. So I'm gonna go over basically what a row of that looks like with how you change your color here and how you would hide your brown through the forward pass as well as the return pass. Okay, so I'm gonna work all the way up until my color change as normal. Now I am at where I need to do my color change. This is essentially just how you change colors with Tunisian crochet, essentially the Intarsia way of doing it. We're going to drop the color we just used, and then you're gonna grab the new color, but you're gonna grab it from underneath the old color. So we're basically creating an X and twisting it and putting the old yarn color in the back. So it should look like this. And that's what creates this nice line. So you have your old color, drop it. You're gonna grab your new color from underneath. So you're twisting. Then I'm going to grab it and create my stitch. And there we go. So now we're gonna kind of go over the tapestry way of how do I hide this brown strand all the way through. Essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna be going under the brown and over the brown. So our very first stitch, we wanna go under. So you're gonna go like you're gonna do your normal stitch, but you're gonna hold this brown strand as you go as well, going underneath the brown strand, and then finish the stitch. So now you can see the brown is over our yellow strand. Now you're just gonna do your next stitch as normal, keeping the strand here, going over the brown strand to pick up your stitch. And we're just gonna keep repeating that. So then the next one, we're going to go into our stitch as normal, but we're gonna go under the brown strand, pull through, then into the stitch as normal, but go over the brown strand. And that makes us essentially hide our brown strand as we go. So go under, go over. And you're just gonna do that all the way across the color that you are needing to hide your other color from. And since I technically have 2 strands of yellows here, I will also be changing my color to the new yellow, which you will probably not have because I'm a little weird and I don't know why I did this way. Okay, so now that I am done with my yellow strand, I want to change back to my brown, which is right here. So what I'm going to do is drop the yellow, grab the brown from underneath like this, and just finish the brown across as normal. Okay, so that is what our forward pass looks like. So we hid our brown strand all the way through here, but now what we're gonna need to do is once I return pass here, I need to return pass with my brown strand as well, going all the way to here. So now let's go over what that looks like. So I'm gonna go up until here, and then we will change colors and I'll show you. Okay, now that I am at my color change, we're going to drop the old color and I'm gonna grab the new color from underneath, like this. And then with the old color in between our active loop here and our new color, I'm going to do one single return pass. So now we're going to be hiding the brown as we go. So this is gonna be somewhat similar where we're gonna be going under, over, but with the return pass. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our brown strand between our last return pass and our loop on our hook. And we're gonna do a return pass. Then you're gonna take the brown strand, put it to the back of the hook, return pass, bring it around the front of the hook, return pass, and just keep going. So putting it to the back, return pass, putting it to the front, return pass. And we're hiding it all the way through. Putting it to the back, putting it to the front. And that's essentially all you need to do. We hid the brown all the way through there, and we have no loose strands in the back. So I'm gonna finish all the way to here. All right, so I'm at the very end where I hid all the way through my return pass. I'm going to drop my old color, grab the new color from underneath, and complete my return passes as normal with my brown. And there you go. So that is how you change colors. So normal changing colors here, and how you hide that yarn all the way through your forward pass and return pass of Tunisian crochet. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them down below. This is a little complicated, but it makes it so clean once you actually get it done. This one is a little bit more messier just because I'm carrying it so far throughout. Other examples that might look a little bit prettier are like my flower I showed earlier, which is right here where I carried the white through this little section here of the circle. And you can see this little area here, I hid the white through, and it just looks so clean on the back as well as the front. So I really, really like this method and I would definitely recommend doing it. And then what it looks like when you don't carry through, you just have this nice little edge here on the color changing, and it looks so, so clean on the other side. If you found this video helpful, I would love if you gave it a like and subscribe for more Tunisian crochet tutorials from me. I will see you in the next video. Bye!